Okay. We are live officially. It's been a long time coming for this episode here. Best Spot Theory, solo cast. Your favorite host of all time. It has to be me, Kid Smooth, man. How you guys doing tonight? It's a little busy Saturday night. I see on YouTube. Shout out to Grand Gross. This show is actually gonna take place on the oddest time. This is the perfect show to watch if you're bored, man, for real. So shout out to Spider-Man 91 911 GT2. What's up, Jason Elliott? How you doing? I am going live. I got a lot to discuss. I owe you guys a lot of topics, a lot of discussions. There's a lot of stuff been going on. I owe you guys an explanation, a better explanation of my thoughts on Spider-Man outside of my review. So there's a lot to talk about, man. D Almighty Spartan God here from Facebook and Twitter. Shots out to you. Shout out. Let me check over on the Facebook side, see who's in here. Shots out. There we go. Check over on the Facebook side. There we go. And we are pretty much good, man. Spoilers? Nah. I'm not into spoilers. You guys wanna? I mean, I'm not into spoilers. How you liking that instrumental in the back? Like, it's just like, man. Okay, makes your head bob, man. Good. Vibes all straight. No, welcome back to the Best Spot Theory. I haven't done one of these in like months. I don't even know what number I'm on. I think I gotta go back and correct some of the counts. But I know this is probably like the 7th show. But this is gonna be, I hope it's no copyright. Let me turn this motherfucker down. Nah, it shouldn't be. It's a custom. It's a custom. It shouldn't. If it's not too loud, we good. And if I get a copyright on this one, I'll learn my lesson, and there won't be any official instrumentals in the background other than the ones that I exclusively own. Oh man, he said, "Bust the flow, don't you know?" Nah, I don't want to bust a flow because I might be off beat. It might be a delay from what I'm saying and actually what I'm hearing. All right, let's go. Episode 7, Best Spot Theory. We are here. We are live. We're going to turn the music down a little bit. It will remain playing in the background, but just wanted to get into the show. So first, I'm going to talk about Telltale Games and them unfortunately shutting down the studio. This kind of happened abruptly. I think the last news that came out of Telltale Games was related to a lawsuit from an ex-employee. I don't know if this had anything to do with the shutdown, but apparently there was some financial issues hitting Telltale Games, and you wouldn't have known at the rate that they were publishing games and putting out games. I felt like Telltale was working on about 7 projects at a time. They would have really releases throughout the year. I remember it was just one stretch of time where they just dropped like 4 games like back to back to back. I think it was during the time they were doing the Batmans, the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Minecraft story mode and stuff like that. The new Frontier, the Frontier Walking Dead season that they were the first one, not the one that they just canned. Unfortunately, they're done. So whatever projects that they were working on was canceled. Unfortunately, I was looking forward to another The Wolf Among Us. I was actually going to buy The Walking Dead season 2 because I enjoyed the last one that just came out, and apparently they're done. They're not adding more episodes to that, so that kind of sucks because I mean some of us paid Well, I didn't because I didn't buy it yet, but usually when Telltale Games go up for pre-order, I just kind of buy it out up front right there and there. And unfortunately, you know, that sucks, you know. I thought that they were very unique in what they did for the industry. Their games were just very, even though they're not the best developers, you know, they don't have the best running games, you know what I mean? But as far as like storytelling and just being entertaining and looking forward to the next episodes, you know, Telltale really kind of kept me on my toes when playing their games. And it kind of sucks to see them go down like that, because who's going to come in and fill the void? We were going to get back-to-back Life is Strange type games. Like, who's going to do that? And I feel like, you know, they could have used really some help. I wish I was one of the first ones to say, hey, Microsoft, hey, throw your hand in the hat, save that studio. Somebody save the studio, because I think there is room in the industry, in the market, for Telltale Games. There's definitely room there. Unfortunately, the market isn't there for them, because it's probably not a major money maker, and it probably costs money to make the games that they make, and you're probably not going to get the biggest return on your investment when you're dealing with that type of stuff. Yeah, I really think that would be a good pickup for Microsoft. Anybody, Microsoft, Nintendo, Sony, whomever. I hate hearing about studios shutting down and then there's no opportunity or time for no one to come in and for the save. And maybe all that stuff is done behind the scenes and we don't hear about it. We just hear about the aftermath. Oh, it's shutting down. You know what I mean? But it kind of sucks when you see that. But yeah, the crazy thing is, I'm gonna just talk about some of those games that I've played from Telltale. I've gotten through a lot of Telltale games. Some of those being both the Batman games, the Minecraft story mode 1 and 2. Love the Minecraft story modes. Those were like just freaking lit. Both the Batman games. So that's 4. I did the Guardians of the Galaxy. I did. Damn, what else did I do? Oh, the Game of Thrones. That one took me a while to catch on because I wasn't feeling it for the first couple episodes. But I did get through that one and do it. Oh man. But I've had a lot of fun playing their games. I was hoping, Microsoft signs them on to do a Halo Telltale game, but not like Halo Master Chief shit. No, like I don't know if any of you guys watched the show Forward Until Dawn. It came out back when I think Master Chief Collection was coming out. It was this animated cartoon of Master Chief as a kid. And I'm like, yo, this would be a perfect Telltale experience or a Telltale game done episodically if they really wanted to do it. But hey, unfortunately, we don't know what's going to happen with them or with those type of games. Just a quick interruption. I see SC's asking me about the fake outrage over Devil May Cry 5's and it having the Xbox stench on it. Oh, are we talking about the microtransactions or real money to use? I mean, I've seen tweets about it. I didn't watch anybody's videos about it. I think I seen Bond tweet a video about it. Randall Thor uploaded a video about it just maybe an hour or so ago. I didn't get to watch it. Me personally, I don't have a lot of complaints about microtransactions and loot box because usually they don't affect games I'm enjoying or playing a lot. Like 2K is littered with them. I don't play 2K like that, and that's why it's just like it never becomes a complaint. They could take all the microtransactions out of 2K, I probably still won't play it. Same thing with like Battlefront was the game that actually impacted me playing it because the game changed and I couldn't be as good as I was in the first game because they kind of locked everything behind pay to win. You said we still have Life is Strange. Life is Strange, yes, we still do. Life is Strange is pretty good, but Life is Strange, they don't pump out Life is Strange as often as they do the Telltale games. And the good thing about Telltale games is that they had those licenses to pretty much tackle any known character or hero that we know, and I think that's what made it intriguing. They had the Walking Dead license, they had the Batman license, they had the Guardians of the Galaxy. Who knows who else they could have got had they remained, financially healthy. But they weren't, and it kind of sucks. I seen a lot of yours in the chat. What is that? Is that a Manhattan thing? A Brooklyn thing? Oh man. Let me check. Shout out to Gaming Addict who's joining from Facebook. Desmond who's joining from Facebook. Appreciate the love. But let's But I mean, I don't want to spend too much time on Telltale. It sucks. I'm gonna get the rest of. If anything, I'm going to buy the games that I haven't purchased from Telltale and play through those and play all the games I can, since we're probably not going to get any more. So one thing I wanted to talk about, really the main thing, is this what they say in Jersey. They don't say nothing in Jersey. Jersey is I don't live in the hood of Jersey, so I don't know. Actually, Jersey, or I don't know if it was an East Coast thing, but they used to go back and they'd be like, yo, what they used to say. No, it used to be yeah. Like they used to like yell it out. Yeah, that's an East Coast thing, I believe. Let's talk about Spider-Man, because we really got to talk about Spider-Man, dog. Like Spider-Man handed so many of us L's. I lost $60 to Jay Barry. I owe him Red Dead Redemption 2. Unfortunately, I owe him that. Because I was not convinced that Spider-Man would outsell God of War. Not even outsell it, but like its launch numbers would eclipse it. I thought God of War did something monumental for PlayStation, and I didn't think it could be eclipsed so quickly. And this is not because I thought Spider-Man was going to be trash or garbage or anything like that. I just thought, I looked at the history of Spider-Man selling and its Metascore and its popularity. It's like, yeah, Spider-Man as a movie is very popular, as a character is very popular. His games are not that popular. They don't sell like gangbusters every time they release. So I mean, depending on the hype, and the hype was freaking strong, and it did it. And when I seen Spider-Man selling 3.3 million in 3 days, fuck a week, 3 days, right? We used to be hyped when we heard Multiplat selling 2 million or 3 million in a week or some shit like that. You know what I mean? But on one platform, it doing what it did in such a short amount of time, it's monumental. And you look at, wow, back-to-back exclusives, or like major exclusives. I'm not talking about like Detroit or those Yakuza games, those, semi-annual Japanese games, right? Nah, I'm talking about the megas, the all I see. I did, like, to have 2 games in your arsenal in the same year do these numbers. It's just like, it's crazy. It is insane. It's freaking insane. Now, after I bet Jabari, I had to hedge my bet. I did do a bold prediction video for Spider-Man. I said it should sell 3.5 to 3.7 in its first full week. So I still might be off on that. I still might be off on that. But we got what they report here. They reported that Marvel Spider-Man 3.3 million copies. Sold 3.3 million copies in its first 3 days, according to the USA Today. The open world superhero game came out on September 7th as a PlayStation 4 exclusive. This topples God of War, another PS4 exclusive, to claim the record for best 3-day debut, a Sony first-party game. That action game came out earlier this year on April 20th, and God of War, if you haven't checked the NPDs monthly, is still I think the second best-selling game year to date for 2018. So on PlayStation 4, that game is only behind Far Cry 5, and then so that means Spider-Man may land somewhere in the top 5 or the top 3 when they update that list. But it's crazy to think. I mean, I'm going to just go on a little. I don't want to call it a rant. I don't want to call it a rant. I mean, this is where I get very, very like annoyed as a Xbox fan, man. As an Xbox fanboy, this is where I get annoyed because I feel like the Xbox brand, man, and I know this is news. It should be all about Spider-Man and how successful it is, but you got to think about it. This is the second like game in a single year. Now, Microsoft, like during its competitive years, during this heyday when Gears and Halo was like the shit, they would do on their own gangbusters, but they weren't putting them out on the same years and stuff like that. They would have their own year to themselves to really eat. The fact that these two games are what mere 4 months apart, exclusive to one platform, and they're outselling multi-plats, and the hype that their generation, the advertising that their generation, it kind of just like completely negates what was said by Phil Spencer back, I think back in like April or like May maybe, when he was talking about Horizon Zero Dawn's, the Legends of Zelda games. Like they're great, they'll sell like initially, but they don't like, I guess, sell over time, or they don't sell as big as they used to. It kind of completely negates that because these games are fucking single player, story driven, highly cinematic games. And they're just like crushing it. They're not only just crushing it among gamers, they're just mainstream. They're popular. They're like my son sits next to my, I can't throw away my Spider-Man PlayStation box. My son plays with the inserts of the game because he's a big Spider-Man. So I can't throw that box away. I got to stay there. But the mainstream, like I go into work, I'm like, I'm going to pick up Spider-Man, right? Just casually saying it. Like people, they know I'm a, like, I don't really share like, I'm just a little internet nerd gamer on YouTube or something like that. No, I'll talk about some games, right? I'll talk about games here and there to some people at work. But when I was talking about Spider-Man, and back when I was talking about God of War, it's like, well, everybody knew what it was. People that I didn't expect to know what it was. But because the mass appeal that it had, it was easy to have a casual conversation about him. I was like, yeah, the game, like, you play that Spider-Man? How is it? I'm like, yes, it's awesome. But it's like, but when fucking, like they ask me about Spider-Man, they ask me about Fortnite, and they asked me about Madden, right? Like you expect Madden, you expect, Fortnite, and Spider-Man's in the list. So it's like, well, shit. And it boggles my mind because I feel like Microsoft stopped being competitive after 2016. They had 3 competitive years. They had 3 competitive years at the start. They had 2013, they hungry. 2014 is the rebound. 2015 and 2016, you really showing your muscle. So those were really their competitive years. And once they realized that there's no coming back, everything just kind of switched up. The fact that there's no answer for like the big hits, it's like they're stuck in their bubble. I fail to believe that. Like, people downplay how big and how much impact social media has, and why the console war, it's much bigger now than it was years ago. And people don't understand that. It's much bigger now because of the impact of social media. Things trend. Right now, PlayStation is Apple. Anything a PlayStation is Apple, which is equivalent to like Drake. Or like PlayStation, Apple, Drake. When anything of those drop, it's a hit. It's going to sell. Apple drops, no matter how little of a change that they do, it will sell. Drake can drop an album today. It will be platinum by fucking Tuesday, right? He can drop an album right now. he'll break streaming records. PlayStation drops an exclusive with PlayStation marketing. It's going to be a number one game. It's going to be it's going to be very popular. It hits. And the thing is, this whole console war, has impacted social media. So people don't understand, and I'm sure Microsoft, they're smart. They have to understand this, that the way that people, or the way social media views Xbox, it's not how they view PlayStation. It's actually like how New Yorkers view New Jersey. You know what I mean? So it's not trending. It's trendy. It's not hip, and it resonates. And I don't feel the people at Xbox did anything to counter that, or to stay competitive, or to answer anything that they lost. I mean, you answer Spider-Man, you answer that. You answer God of War with your own hit. I feel like what Microsoft have been doing, and they've been chasing really the other games that's been trending. All right, we got Fortnite. All right, so we're gonna be chasing all these games that fall into like the Fortnite category, or all these games that fall into like the Destiny and the Minecrafts. Like, so if you notice, a lot of these games that's going in game preview, they're all like these random semi battle royale survival type fucking unoptimized games. They're just not games that's gonna just boom mass market. You know what I mean? And I was thinking about it. After I was playing State of Decay, even though I appreciate State of Decay too, I'm like, damn, this game was a headliner. This is. You look at it now, and then you look at all the games in preview. It's like a preview game, and so it's like, and this is why I hold games like Quantum Break and Rise and Rome dear to my heart, because those were, with proper, marketing, with a proper push, those games, could have been, on a higher tier than what they were. So let me bring it back to Spider-Man. It's like these games really just show Spider-Man, the God of Wars, and even the upcoming Days Gone. That's actually my most anticipated game, by the way. They really expose what Xbox is lacking. As far as they're not in the headlights. I just don't understand. Like, they got the console, freaking one of the best console on the market. But I don't understand how you not imitate what's being done, that you're seeing, that you're witnessing. You have to imitate that. Like, some way, somehow you imitate that. And the fact that they didn't have no answer, it's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So we're gonna Spider-Man. I gotta. So if Jabari, unfortunately, PlayStation doesn't do game gifting. So that means I have to send you like a PlayStation card, or find a digital code for Red Dead Redemption 2. See, if you're on the Xbox, I can just do game gift, and it just sends it right to you. Xbox does amazing things with their freaking software and consoles and their service, but man, if they had like their own, I don't care if they go to PC or not, but if they had their own mega hits, I'm gonna reveal something to you guys as an Xbox, right? I'm gonna reveal something to you guys. This whole generation, even though I played more on my Xbox, like completely play, like most of my hours belong on my Xbox, most of my gaming is done on my Xbox, I think some of my most memorable or most joyful gaming experience dedicated to particular games have took place on the PlayStation platform, and it was PlayStation games, not a multi-plat on PlayStation, just PlayStation games. Like, the games that they're put out, their all-star lineup of Uncharted 4, Horizon Zero Dawn. I'm gonna put Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy as in one, because I'm gonna put them as one. But Horizon Zero Dawn, Spider-Man, God of War, and Bloodborne. Now, had not been for Knack would have been on that list, but those pretty much five, right? Those five pretty much IPs, right? Like, probably if there was a if I had to give you guys turn in my top 10 games of this generation, yeah, 5 of them would be for PlayStation exclusive, which is kind of insane, right? Once you think about it. Once you think about it, it's kind of inside. I'll throw in an Assassin's Creed. I'll throw in like the Gears 4. I'll throw in damn, what game did I fall in love with? I'll throw in one of the Tomb Raiders. It's a couple games, but yeah, and that's no secret. There's nothing to deny, and I've never denied, the games that I did play and enjoy on PlayStation as being good. I've never denied them. I'll tell you if I think a PlayStation game is ass. I mean, you guys may not agree, and there's games I don't think I won't even bother trying because I know my taste. I know what I like, right? So I like the mainstream AAA stuff that PlayStation produces. I'm not into the, those weird Nietzsche style, the Japanese games, right? And I'm not saying I'm not actually because they're Japanese. It's just I'm not really into stuff like Yakuza, and I don't like anime RPGs or turn-based RPGs. I think I was the only one that wasn't dumb hype. I retweeted it just show the Xbox is getting Final Fantasy support, but I wasn't hyped that Final Fantasy, all those Final Fantasies were coming to Xbox. But it is what it is. But yeah, congrats to Insomniac and PlayStation for once again turning in another fucking mega hit. I mean, it's insane. And sometimes I want to be that. I wish I was a fly in the gaming offices of Microsoft and their strategy, their plan, their roadmap that they don't share with anybody. And I'm watching as games release. I'm looking at God of War, Spider-Man, and stuff like that. And I wonder what goes on. Like, what's the reaction? What's the reply? How do they feel? Like, how could I miss when they were competitive, man. And because the lack of competitiveness is actually showing, is present, is evident. Man. Well, yeah. Yeah, Microsoft. Yeah, they've and to each his own. I mean, they've never had like the biggest first party team. They've always had the smallest team to work with. So, but I mean, and I felt like they made their move too late. You know what I mean? Even though I'm going to appreciate it in the years to come. But I feel like these moves, some of the moves that they made over the last year, should have been things that I think they were just 2 years too late. You know what I mean? Imagine if they made these moves back in 2014, 2013, maybe, right? Opposed to 2018. Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, I think Microsoft or the Xbox brand, Microsoft, whatever, it's the only, I think, major publisher to make me rejoice for studio acquisition. I mean, really, if you think about that, I mean, that's what they're supposed to do. I mean, you either build your studios or you buy. But it's like, it's been that bad. We're rejoicing for handshakes, for handshake deals, acquisitions. Like, after a while, I mean, even though I enjoyed it, I was happy about it. I was like, man, the future's bright. And then then it said, and I was like, these dudes don't make games in 24 hours, man. Kiss Move, do you think the Xbox One X is the best console ever made? Yes. I do. I think, but the thing is, that question is only good for the time being. Because the next console, whoever drops the console next, I mean, unless you're really going to do a shit job and the shit's not going to be like up to date. Like the Switch, I think is literally the worst current gen console ever made. You know what I mean? The most basic console ever. And it's already handicapped. But yeah, as far as for what it does, games aside, if you remove the topic of games like out the way, yes, I think the Xbox, One X is the greatest console made to date. And then I'm looking forward to see what they do next. So I got I also wanted to talk about freaking Tomb Raider, because I'm disappointed in BG, and I'm disappointed in BG for his verbal assault on Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm starting to believe that Tomb Raider proved too challenging for my weapon wheel pair, because people are starting to associate Shadow of the Tomb Raider with Xbox stench. It has, like, Xbox only put out mediocre. I'm gonna tell you this, right? I enjoyed my time with Spider-Man. After I was done with Spider-Man, I went immediately into Shadow of the Tomb Raider. And I spent just as much time on Shadow of the Tomb Raider that I did on Spider-Man. Non-stop. Like, it was the same feeling. Like, the same feeling where I'm playing this, I'm not playing nothing else. And I didn't have to force my way through the game. I just wanted to keep going. And that's what Spider-Man did to me. And Tomb Raider did that same thing. And Tomb Raider had some amazing events, some set pieces that took place there that I will not be spoiling. I'm curious to know what BG's thoughts were on a particular set piece. I feel like the game, if you don't like adventure games, then you're not gonna like it. I mean, I like adventure. I don't think everything needs to be a shooting gallery. I don't think everything needs to be a shoot 'em up. And I think the team that they put on this game did a good job with the puzzles, with the exploration. Like, people was just talking about, oh, I just want to explore and web around in Spider-Man. I just take in the scenery. Oh, they talk about games that they just do nothing but explore. These dudes play walking simulators and then talk about Tomb Raider. Oh, it doesn't have enough action, so it's whack. It's mediocre. Really, B? You mad because you got to raid more tombs? Come on. Like, they had some of the greatest tombs in this game. Like, the complexity of some of these tombs were just like awesome. And it's sad because I hope and pray this isn't the last Tomb Raider. I felt like this game is going to be overlooked, underappreciated, and it really, the thing that sucks about social media, Twitter, YouTube, it really takes a random person to say the game is whack for another person to be like, oh, good thing I'm gonna pass this up. A lot of people telling me it's whack, so I ain't gonna play it. You know what I mean? Got to experience shit for yourself. You only learn what you like when you take the time and make a decision on your own and play it. If I literally went off everybody else's decision on if a game is whack or not, man, I won't be playing shit, because I heard every game was whack at some point. You know what I mean? Just saying that. Shout out to Merc305. How you doing, my Planet Xbox brother? Do I have a football helmet in my... Yeah, is it in a... Yes, I do, actually. Time out. I do have a football helmet. See? This is... How does... Yo, that's actually kind of creepy. Hold on, D. Hold on. Wait, how do you know I have a football helmet? Do you work for like what? How do you know that I have a football helmet though? Like that just kind of creeped me out. All right. Here's the thing. I'm a Patriots fan, right? And my girl and her mom, they buy my son like Giants and Jets based stuff because I'm a Patriots fan. So he got a Jets helmet and a couple Giant jerseys, but them shit stay locked up somewhere. He doesn't wear those out in public with me, but a helmet, I mean, I can't be mad at a helmet. I mean, we get to play football and I can throw the football as hard as I want and I ain't gotta worry about hurting him. So that's what that's for. The Ravenflow says Tomb Raider old formula is why it lost popularity. That formula. Hold up. Gregory T. Purvis wants to play me in live. Chef Boyardee. Oh yeah, we getting on live. We gonna get on live. We ain't gonna do it right now, but I will definitely play you. Cause I've been whooping people's ass. Matter of fact, I'm gonna upload some gameplay of me just making people quit. The thing is about Tomb Raider. One of the reasons why I appreciate Tomb Raider and Uncharted, they don't make games like these. Like action adventure games aren't like this. You'll just either get a shooting gallery or you'll get some open world bullshit. Like, you know what I mean? I like these semi-open, semi-linear, like action adventure, puzzle, exploration type games, Indiana Jones. And I don't know any other game other than Tomb Raider and Uncharted that come out that can continuously, like, to put out, because these games are very fun and just entertaining to play. They're just really good. And it's crazy that no one else jumps into this style of action adventure. Like, I mean, what it does to me, it just raises the value of Uncharted and Tomb Raider to me. Because they're the only ones that do it. They're the only ones that do it. They're the only ones that do it. These are like my favorite games. What's up, Garuda Legends? You said, yeah, people, the thing is about the balance. Here's the thing, though. I think they really wanted to cater to those who were, fans of the original game. It's like they calmed down the combat a bit. They put a lot of tombs in there. They highlighted the stealth. The stealth in this game is awesome. It's freaking awesome. And they kind of really just changed up how you play. Like, because the thing is, you don't have to stealth in this game to get through it, but they made the option to use it just more attractive, and it became more desirable as you got through the game, Ghost EOC says, Kid Smooth, you're my third favorite Weapon Wheel member. Behind who? Jack Move and BG or Jack Move and Black Bond? Respect the Logo says, I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. Would I enjoy this one over the others? Are you speaking of Tomb Raider? Okay. You know what's crazy? I am not an Assassin's Creed fan. However, I do love the new direction of Assassin's Creed. Like, I love Origins, and I can't wait for Odyssey. You like... Just, I don't know, man. I don't think... The thing is that playing Tomb Raider, if you play Tomb Raider the 2013 and Rise of the Tomb Raider and you enjoyed those, it depends on what you enjoyed those for. Did you enjoy it for pretty much just the experience of how they redid Tomb Raider? Did you enjoy it for its tombs, or did you enjoy it for its combat? If you enjoyed the combat in Tomb Raider and the set pieces they put in, you may like this one less because there's not as much combat. But if you enjoyed the tombs and the last Tomb Raiders, I mean, Rise, obviously the first one didn't have as many, and you like giving yourself like a challenge. I think you're gonna like this one. I think people who like raiding tombs will get a kick out of this game. But Tomb Raider, the crazy thing is, in this Tomb Raider reboot, the series of the reboot, never had the greatest combat to begin with. You know, it's passable, it works, but it wasn't the greatest, you know? It wasn't the worst. Odyssey is not the same as Origins. They were being developed at the same time, but no way is it the same. They were developed at the same time, but they're not the same. Not the same. Speaking of that, who are you guys gonna? If you're getting Odyssey, are you gonna be playing as the woman or are you gonna be playing as the man? Because you get to pick your sex. I think the reason why I'm gonna pick the woman, just to mix it up, because if you think about when I played Assassin's Creed, you played as Bayek for most of the game. The game kind of, I ain't gonna lie, you know, it has some. I think of Rise because of where it's set. You played as Marius, and I don't want too much of a familiar feeling. I'm gonna play as a girl and like, you know, get my Aloy on, you know, get my Aloy on. I really want. I'm considering Call of Duty this year straight out for the blackout mode, but that's one expensive price to pay for blackout. I literally have to get good in Call of Duty to like make $60 worth it. Cassandra all day. The male voice actor is trash. Yeah, Cassandra. That's the female in Odyssey, dog. Shout out to Jamia. I'm fucking his name up. I should know his name. I'm always arguing with the dude on Twitter. Game Over HD. He says, Jamia, the only thing that's different is the skin of the cat. Oh shit, dog. Somebody said L Mega Games, the fake J Mega account says, I'm only damage controller Shadow of the Tomb Raider because the Xbox had the marketing deal. See, the thing I don't understand about that, Xbox didn't have the marketing, never had that marketing deal for NBA Live. Tomb Raider, the crazy thing is I triple dipped on Rise of the Tomb Raider last year. Not last year when it came out. I did Xbox day one, PC day one, and I did PlayStation when they did the 20th anniversary edition. So, I mean, that has nothing to do. I just like the game. If I like the game that much, if I like it that much, I'll triple dip. Tomb Raider and NBA Live has been the only games I've ever like, and never mind, Battlefront 1, which was the greatest, like only a few games I've ever double dipped or triple dipped on. You said I never said Dead Rising 4 was a good game because it was timed exclusive. I said Dead Rising 4 was a good game. Regardless, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. Everybody else didn't have to like it, but me personally, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. You know what I mean? I prefer Dead Rising 3, but I did like what Dead Rising 4 had to offer. Yes, Zaire did buy Shadow of the Tomb Raider for me because he took the L in NBA Live 19. For those who checked it out live on stream. For those who checked it out live on stream. You said, Connor says he's not getting the new Assassin's Creed because the grind in Origins that destroyed the pace of the story. Okay, Origins did made you grind a little bit too much. There was a lot of chores, but for some reason, I think because I enjoyed the game so much, I didn't mind it a bit. I did enough to get myself comfortable where like, all right, I'm going to play through. I'm going to beat it. I think I beat the game probably at, I don't know if I was level 38 or 48. I have to log in. I might have been like 48 or 47. I'm bugging. Like 48 or 47 when I beat the game. I think in this game supposed to be 60 hours, right? So now what is that 60 hours? Now this game is more of an RPG. Like it's an RPG. I'm pretty sure they're identifying Odyssey as an RPG game. Like where they're really toying with the options of choices you make, and it's going to impact the story. It's going to impact how missions work or the outcomes of certain things and stuff like that. They got this whole dialogue system. It's a different game, man. But I enjoyed Origins. They still keeping the same concept, gameplay, and I think I'm going to enjoy this game. No, She's Only 15 is not based on my life at all. Matter of fact, it's actually a fictional story. Very fictional. Let's go. So I did post oh shit. Before I did post some questions on not so I didn't post any questions. I posted a I have a post pinned to my Twitter. I got a post pinned to my Twitter where I asked if you have any questions. I may be doing a Best Spot Theory tonight after I play some Tomb Raider. Yeah, I did that on September 17th. Obviously, I didn't do Best Spot Theory until September 22nd, but let's look at some of the questions that were asked. Jay Bari says, why do you secretly hate PlayStation exclusives? Speak from your heart. I think I answered this question somewhat. I don't secretly hate PlayStation exclusives. I openly hate PlayStation exclusives. No, not actually all PlayStation exclusives. I played more than enough and talked about more than enough PlayStation exclusive. Like I said, I like the mega hits. I like the mainstream games. I'm not with the Yakuzas and all that other shit, and the MLBs and stuff like that. No, I'm not with it. But Spider-Man, God of War, Bloodborne, Uncharted, all those games, I gave them the proper respect because I enjoyed those games, truthfully. I don't secretly hate or secretly dislike or secretly have anything against a PlayStation game or anything like that. You know what I mean? Because I publicly tell you, like I'm usually open about it, about something I don't like. Sean Ellis, I think reply says it's not the games, but rather brand loyalty. I don't think. I mean, everybody has brand loyalty. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna discuss this more in depth in probably another episode. Now, just to give you guys a heads up of what's going on with the Best Spot Theory, this is not a weekly show. This is a per diem daily. I probably have some take place at night and some take place literally in the morning. If I don't have a game that I want to stream at the moment, or if there's a lot on my mind and I want to just sit here, I'll do this, and hopefully we have a good turnout. Damon Crooks says, how did you realize Lazane Parrish Crooks was the GOAT? Hashtag Best Spot. If you guys don't know who Lazane Parrish Crooks is, somebody's calling my house at 10 in the night. Hold on, guys. Let me. My bad. I'm on mute. I was on mute. Uh, my bad, guys. So the question was from Damian Crooks. He says, when/how did you realize Lazane Parrish Crooks was the GOAT? Hashtag best spot. And if you don't know who that is, Parrish Lazane Crooks is Tupac Amaru Shakur. I realized Tupac was the greatest. Shit, I don't know, man. I was always a fan. I was always a fan, but I think it sealed it because I knew so much information about Tupac, like as a kid, whether it be through music, through books I was reading, through the internet. I would go to the library and just look up a bunch of shit. I think it really sealed it when they finally put out the movie Tupac Resurrection back in 2003. Man. And I was just very, I don't know. I look at the history of rap and hip hop and what he meant. It was just like, I don't know. It was just always that way. It was just always that way for me. Let's talk about let's talk. I got another question. Odd Eye says, do you feel jealous about PlayStation having quality exclusives so you criticize them harshly? Be honest. Hashtag Best Buy. Now, this is me and Jack Move got into this type of discussion on Weapon Wheel last week. And I don't think I criticized PlayStation games harshly. A lot of people kind of really took offense to me tweeting about Spider-Man, but every time I tweeted about Spider-Man, it wasn't anything hating. It was just really just open-ended type shit. You know what I mean? And if I play a game a lot, I'm going to tweet about it a lot. If I'm anticipating a game or if I'm waiting for a game or if it's the hot topic and I'm a part of that discussion, I'm going to tweet about it. So I don't, and the thing is, I think people are taking this whole Spider-Man thing and applying it to every PlayStation game to ever release. They can't really come up with discussions about any other PlayStation game that I criticize harshly. Matter of fact, if you look through my history of my reviews, because I used to do reviews more often than I am doing now, I just really started doing them again. The PlayStation games I reviewed, I think I gave one game under a 7, and that was Godzilla. I think I gave that shit like a 4.5 because the shit was just pure ass of a game. And that sadly was a PlayStation 4 exclusive. But other than that, I mean, I've high praise for Knack and Ratchet and Clank, Uncharted, my trials and tribulations with Bloodborne, I gave it impressions on like The Last of Us and I think Infamous, but all the games that I reviewed that are PlayStation games, like God of War, stuff like that, I've been nothing but positive about them. I've never had extensive criticism of PlayStation exclusive. If they were trash, they were trash. If they're games I'm not interested in or couldn't get into, I'll tell you about it. But that's the craziest thing. I don't think I've had games like I think the only games that associated with PlayStation that I was really dogging, I think it was Street Fighter, because I bought that shit. I think I might have dogged on No Man's Sky. I dogged on the game Flower that everybody fell in love with. Turned a lot of people like kind of gay. There was this game I used to shit on the Order before it came out. I'm trying to think. Other than that, I mean, yeah, I don't have a history for severely criticizing PlayStation exclusive. I seen that Nas is the truth. Yes, Nas I think is the second greatest rapper of all time. That's my thoughts on Nas. He's one of my favorite rappers. I love Nas, like all his like stuff, except for his last album. I like one song, but it had that 7-track Kanye syndrome on it. And Gideon Gaming says, "Can I get drunk first?" No, I cannot get drunk first. All right. let's see where we at. So that's the questions for Twitter. So yeah, in the future, I will let you guys know. I will post the tweet on Twitter. Like if there's questions that if you're not in the chat, or if you won't be in the chat live, but you want to ask a question and whatnot, I will post moving forward. Hey, I'm going live at this time. Ask your questions with hashtag BestBot for the BestBot theory moving forward. Yo, I really think we missed an opportunity this year. Like Weapon Wheel, we should have did like a fantasy football league. We could have put some money up. Maybe we could do it for basketball, but I think basketball is too complex and too long. I think, but that would have been dope to have a Weapon Wheel fantasy football league. That shit would have been dope. And you could have did like a live stream, like draft. That shit would have been dope. Yo, Game Over HD says, Smooth, what happened to the PlayStation podcast? To be honest with you, I realized that I am not about that life, you know. No. What really happened was I think I started it. I was really all for it, but I think I fatigued myself. There was a lot that I was doing where the days, like my Thursdays and Fridays, I'm off. I had appointments, had meetings. I had to meet with people earlier in the day during the times that I would do the podcast and whatnot. And then, getting kids prepared for school, where it just is like, all right, I delayed it. All right, we'll do it this day. We'll do it that day. And then kind of fell apart. It's cool. I'm open to do it. I still got the layout and everything. I'm definitely open to continuing it or even bringing it back. But it's really, honestly, I understand why PlayStation fans and fanboys do nothing but talk about Xbox, because even though PlayStation's a hot item, they have hot games, there's nothing really to talk about. There's nothing intriguing or interesting to talk about unless you're really comparing to Xbox or talking shit at Xbox. I'm telling you, all these guys on YouTube and Twitter, these PlayStation guys, these guys would be boring if all they did was do PlayStation content. These guys are not like really anything without the idea of an Xbox. I'm telling you, these guys would be very, very boring if all they could do is just cover PlayStation. Now, I did it. I know I can do it. It's pretty easy. Now, will it be entertaining? Will it have the juice? Probably not, because there's just nothing intriguing. There's no mystique. It is what it is. But Xbox, there's always interest because there's always the what if, and it's always hope. There's always, well, what can they do next? Because they're losing. They're losing part. They're the one that's always changing and updating shit. They're the ones that everybody look at for E3s or what they're going to announce, how they're going to come back. You know what I mean? Because everybody wants to know. So there's interest. They're intrigued. There's always there, and they're the underdog. You know what I mean? Who wants to keep talking about? But I mean, how many times can you really be like, oh, PlayStation outsold Xbox, or oh, PlayStation's the greatest console, PlayStation sold the most? I mean, before it's just like really like so. But if you cater your focus around like Spider-Man exposes Xbox fanboys, or God of War got Xbox and they feelings, or oh, PlayStation now just got an update that kills Game Pass, you know what I mean? Then you're intrigued. Then you're interested. Then you want to hear it, because a lot of you are with the fuckery and the bullshit. So if these people were really strictly about their platform and dedicated to their platform just to talk about it, you guys probably wouldn't watch. But because they interject with the Xbox bullshit, the anti-Xbox propaganda, I'm gonna get some Xbox mad stuff, and they with little clickbait titles and everything, it's like, well, let me expose an Xbox today. There's mystique, there's intrigue, there's interest. So you're gonna click, you're gonna watch, and it's interesting. If you notice, a lot of these PlayStation guys you follow don't give you news or updates about PlayStation. And if they do, that shit goes in one era out the other, because it's just like, it's like watching paint dry. So they don't catch your attention until they start talking about Xbox. And you know it's true. You know it's true. Yo, what is yo? Let me check Facebook once again. I mean, Facebook kind of quiet today. Let's see. He said, what I'm describing goes both ways. Honestly, maybe it does. But I think, at least from the content creators I watch on Xbox, I feel like they can actually produce and put out content about Xbox because a lot of it is surrounding rumor, what if, mystique, possibility. It's easier to talk about Xbox content if you're pro Xbox or anti Xbox. It's easier to just do it. You can, if you're anti PlayStation or you're just an Xbox like fanboy and your content is catered to hating on PlayStation, it's hard to keep that up, especially if you're getting your ass handed to you. It's harder to keep that up. Like for me, like this shit was easy when it was earlier in the generation. Now it's just, it is what it is, you know? You know what I mean? I can poke fun here and here at certain things, but my channel would never be, or my content would never be dedicated to bashing or downplaying PlayStation because I won't get anywhere. You know what I mean? I really wouldn't get anywhere with it. There would be really no point to it. And a lot of people, the thing is, people really look at the things I say and they apply it as something like anti-PlayStation propaganda or Xbox fanboy propaganda, when I'm really just talking. And on Twitter, all I really do is point out double standards or hypocrites, and like I'm like, all right, so you guys say this is bad, but this is good, right? It's like like that's how I look at everything, because I pretty much take in all the things that was said to me or said about the Xbox or why this sucks and why that sucks. And then when I see people go like, hey, like back when Game Pass, when we were all hyping Game Pass, when Xbox guys was hyping Game Pass, people were like, oh, Xbox ain't selling games, or this is gonna eat into their sales. Oh, who wants to rent games, or who wants to, like, I want to own my games. This is not good. This is not bad. This is bad. Blah, 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 blah. Now PlayStation finally gives you a download option on select games, and now it's the greatest thing. I'd rather this than backwards compatibility. This is better. This is cheaper than Game Pass. I'm rocking with this, even though the idea of Game Pass was bad to begin with for some of these people. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy to see it unfold when shit happens, you know? Let's see. But, I mean, right now I have to rely on Game Pass so I can play Forza Horizon, you know? September and October was not playing, dog. So, what's up, frogs? Said because who got beef with? I don't got beef with anybody. I really don't. I'm. I just. I don't have beef with anybody. I try to really just stick to my guns. I love consistency. That's the thing that people don't understand about me. People may hate me or dislike me, but they're going to like me, or they're going to dislike me because I'm consistently doing something they don't like. Consistent. I love consistency. Speaking of that, I need a new thumbnail for this show because I got something generic. I think it's like I need a thumbnail for this show. But just to give you guys a heads up, a reminder, this is not like a weekly show. This is something per diem. I can literally have 4 of these in a week. It's more than likely going to be 2 to 3. Because I probably will take advantage of my days off or a Saturday night. But let's see what we got next. So I've been playing a lot of. I started playing NBA Live since I finished Tomb Raider and Spider-Man. I've been recording some gameplay. Man, people are funny. I was about to get an achievement, right? 'Cause there's an achievement for NBA Live 19 where you got to hold a player scoreless for 4 minutes. And I started this run at the end of the third quarter. Going into the fourth quarter, he ain't scored a damn thing since a minute 6 seconds left of the third quarter. So shut him out for the remainder of the third quarter, and then all the way up to like, I think it was like the 2-minute mark, because these are like 5-minute quarters, I believe. It was like right before the 2-minute mark, he quit. He asked to quit. Where if I accept the quit, like the game won't count. And I'm telling him in the chat, like, hey, I'm not trying to blow you out. I didn't mean to blow you out, but I do want to get this achievement. Just like, I'll let you quit like once the 4-minute mark passes, and then you can quit, and I don't care. I just want that achievement. And that didn't quite work, so he quit. Like, because after you deny to quit, they'll just let you quit regularly. So he quit. Just sucks. He quit because I was beating him by like 55 points, and I shouldn't have let it get that far. Shit kind of got out of hand. Somebody said 50 Cent is one of the greatest rags to riches stories in hip hop history, but I wouldn't say he's one of the best to do it. I would say, as far as lyrically, but are you looking like career success wise, I admire what 50 Cent did. His run didn't last as long as I thought it would, but he got out when he needed to. He made enough money. Once he made as much money, when you don't need to rap anymore, you don't need to rap. And then, you know what I mean? You gotta think about it. 50 Cent got hot at age 26. So used the rest of his prime years, and then once maybe 32, 33 hit, he was like, all right. It was like, that's why when rappers, it's like they have to, like, you have to, in your 20s, you have to get rid of, like, or you'd be like 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz got on when he was 30 something. Like, I'm like, if you get on at 38, I still have an opportunity to get a record deal. Right? I'm not 30 yet. Said most rappers have rags to riches stories. All right, so anybody got any questions before we head out? This was the show turned out the way I expected. Let me know. Give me feedback on what you think of the background, what you think of the interchangeable, scenes and whatnot. I really enjoy what 3MG did. I look forward to doing these. I plan to have a show a little bit more laid out, even though I like interacting with the chat. I want this to be like something you guys, whether you wake up, you have a coffee too, or you on your way, like, you're just relaxing, it's middle of the night, you want something like to, listen to while you're either playing a game or while you, I don't know, getting ready for bed or something like that. I want this to be something where you can, that could play or that can be listened to while you're like not doing much of anything, maybe a drive on your way to work if you got a long commute, Eminem was 50 Cent's Ghost Rider. Nah, B, that's a lie. The chat is crazy, but yeah, I'm actually, what I'm about to do is, it's the night is still young. I'm gonna boot up some, either gonna boot up PlayStation or boot up the Xbox. I'm gonna try to go for that trophy, the platinum trophy on Spider-Man. I'm gonna try, And but I'm definitely gonna play some NBA Live. On where would you rank Drake at the all-time greatest rappers? Now this is what it's questions like that expose me, because I know how people feel about Drake. However, I admire Drake and what he's done. You know, people say Scorpion is a whack album. I don't understand. It spawned 3 number one hits, and each of those number one hits didn't fall below number one to any other singer. They fell below number one to each songs. Like God's Plan was number one for a hot minute. What upsetted that? Nice for What? By who? Drake. That was number one for a hot minute. And then what upsetted that? I think it was what the fuck, the song Kiki, like that song, and then his other 2 singles was like top 10. Like, I mean, you can't have a whack album and every song is fucking charting like that. Like, you know what I mean? Scorpion is a dope album. I think Drake, looking at his career, you're like, from when he came out 2009, well, he's been out before 2009, but when he hit, and look at now, and he has career arcs for rappers is usually about maybe 2 albums. They'll have their hot moment that will be a span of like 2 to 3 year span, and they'll drop about 2 albums in that span of time, and then they'll eventually fall off. Like, remember when T.I. was hot for a minute? Remember when like Nelly was the shit? Remember when Ja Rule was the shit? The only people that really remained consistently hot throughout their time was you have Jay-Z, who's consistent. I'm not a fan of Jay-Z, but then you have to look at you got Lil Wayne, who's but his prison time and stuff. Some stuff hurt Wayne, his legal battle with Cash Money. I mean, you look at Drake, right? He's only, like, the thing is, usually when you start out with hype, you eventually have to fall. But he came and he's just kind of like, and it's consistent. When you view as in the music industry, I rank him. He's definitely top 5 in the music industry. Like, rapping, like, it gets all technical when you talk about rap and hip hop and stuff like that. There's things people don't want to really kind of like won't rank him there at all. But as far as what he's doing, I think at what he does, he's top 3 at what he does. All right. So here we go. Where we go. Kendrick or Drake? See, this is. I like Kendrick Lamar, but he's not my favorite. I like Drake more than I like Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I think Kendrick Lamar, as far as rapping goes, is better. You know what I mean? I feel like I like early Drake, like rapping wise. I like what Drake did earlier as a rapper. I like better, but Kendrick as a rapper, I like him. But as far as like overall, I'm more of a Drake fan than Kendrick fan. All right, though. I'm gonna let you guys go to bed, though. It's 10:55 p.m. Eastern on my time. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll be posting, if you guys follow me on Twitter or on Facebook or something like that, I'll post when the next show will be live. You can catch the show. I'll be live on Facebook or on YouTube with the show. Obviously, most of you are watching on YouTube, and I'll tweet about it when the next one will be going live. But shout out to 3MG for the design, and shout out to all of you for coming through and watching. All right. So I'll see you guys. Make sure you add me on Xbox Live, Kid Smooth. PlayStation, PSN is Kid Nerd Smooth. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Peace.